Okay. You gotta start off with the clap, bro. It's the most important part. All right, I'll take it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Inside of My podcast. It's been a minute since we have done this.
It's been a year? Over a year, I think.
I don't know about that. It's been.
It was in November. I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
November or December?
Was it? Has it been that long?
I think it has.
Let's see.
Remember the picture you took was in November, the one that you used for your thumbnail.
But yeah, that is true. So it was a little bit after that. I'm just preparing, bro. Let's take a look at when we actually recorded so we could get a good scale on how it's been since we got a update. You feel me?
It's been a hot ass minute.
It's been a minute since I did a podcast in general, I feel like. Your episode went down way back in 10 months ago.
Yo, 10?
10 months ago. So it probably happened maybe January.
January? What day was it uploaded?
I could check that, can I?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Bro, am I retarded? Don't answer that.
You're lucky you said that.
Yeah. 10 months ago. It was uploaded February 19th. So even later than January. If you guys want to check out that episode, go search it up. It is Inside of Mind Podcast, episode 1, the first episode. So it's been a minute. I want to talk, and I got some questions we could get into, right? And I'm going to pass it to you and allow you to ask as well.
All right.
But first things first, let's do some reflection, bro. We've had a long year. It is currently, this day this is being recorded is December 25th.
It is literally Christmas Day.
Right. So that means a lot happened in 10 months for sure. I can't speak for you. I know looking back 10 months, man, my life, I wouldn't say it was different, but I've learned a lot this year.
Feels like it flew by.
Exactly. A lot of shit has happened. So just get a quick reflection. Don't tell us everything that happened this year, but like, if you had to just sum up your year in a few sentences, what would you say about it?
Yeah. Where did it even begin? Because it feels like not a lot happened. But looking at it now, there were some changes. Like,
move the mic up a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna pick up from down there. We just gotta risk it. We gotta risk the people.
You gotta risk it, bro.
Gotta risk it. I'd rather it pick up audio than not pick up nothing.
Yo, this stuff. Like a few things I could think of that happened. I feel like the biggest thing right now, just to start off strong, is we became great friends since then.
Yeah.
We were already pretty chill from the beginning, but this past year, I feel like this man has become the best person I've ever known, truthfully. He's just like that. As far as other things, like, if you told me a year ago I would be promoted at my job, that's another big thing for me. I would not have believed you if you told me that. I would not have even considered it as a possibility. And it happened anyway, to not only my surprise, but literally everyone I work with.
It didn't happen randomly, bro. But we were all super proud of you, super happy for you.
Yeah.
Things happen.
It's hard to think of much more aside from that. I mean, yo, get a load of this guy. Yo, he's trying to pull from the bag.
No, I ain't gonna lie. He's a freaky disciple, bro. He's a freaky disciple.
Yo, Kane, get back, bro. won't you do it?
He's a freak. Just move into the kitchen. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'm looking at my audio waveforms. They're not much louder than yours. So we should be. I think I just talk quieter than you, Loki.
That might be what it is. Why? What do mine look like? Oh shit.
All right, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Shit. I mean, there's like a couple things that I can feel like that happened that I've already mentioned, but there's not much more I feel like I can add. Those are like the two biggest things that if you told me a year ago these would happen, I may not have believed you, or I wouldn't have expected it. But here we are now. A year has passed, and that's the most I can really add.
So would you say you're happy with where you are right now, looking back to where you were a year ago?
I'm chill with where I'm at right now. I mean, there's other things I'd like to change up, but
of course,
it's just not the time right now.
I'll go ahead and add. So my year, I can describe my year as an emotional roller coaster, bro.
Yo,
I'm not
really?
gonna lie. Yeah. My year, in the past year, I've had a lot of things that I had to deal with emotionally, but I managed to get through them all. So it didn't feel possible at the time. I'll be honest. Like in a period of time where I wasn't uploading as consistently, it definitely was because of that. And I never thought I would get through it. It didn't seem like it, but I got over the stump, got back on track. It happens to everybody. It's just all about how you come back from it. As Dalton said, we became way closer friends than I'm sure a lot of people would have ever thought.
Right? Oh, I know.
People, because I feel like people look at us two and see two different types of people, so it just never seemed like we would connect as people. But
before we connected, I saw a completely different person. To be honest, I mean, he still is that completely different person. But the point I'm trying to make, we're still completely different people, and yet we've had what? Maybe one issue.
Yeah,
one issue.
It's bound to happen though.
Shit happens, bro. I mean,
shit happens. We got over it. We cool. We locked in. He just taught my dog a new trick.
Oh yeah, it took me like 5-10 minutes. He went to go take a shower real quick, and I just decided in the meantime I'm gonna just teach this dog to lie down, and it worked in like 5-10 minutes. So
you could probably hear him fucking shit up in the background. He's kind of going crazy.
He's kind of now he's focused on me.
So now we got a little reflection going on. I got quite a bit of questions here again, actually. I don't know if we'll get through all these questions, but what I'll probably do is ask a question or two, flip it to you, let you pick a question or two.
All right.
They're all regarding reflection on this past year and also looking into the next year. So I'm pretty interested in some of these questions. Let's see. Let's start with a pretty basic question. What are some of the biggest lessons you learned in the past year?
Let's
talk about it.
Watch how you express your emotions, bro. Like, I'm still kind of navigating this right now, but even the way you present your tone sometimes can really just scream volumes to somebody. You could say like the nicest thing in the worst possible tone, and all of a sudden people are upset with you.
For sure.
You have to be extremely careful, and it's never easy in the moment. You have to. Hard lesson for me to still learn. Think before you speak.
Hey, bro.
Hey, people that know me find this funny, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But also kind of boils down to sometimes I've had to gather a little bit of patience without being like a pushover. Like, have a limit to where if you keep pushing my limits, like, this is it, no more. But have the patience to be understanding towards people. I've had issues with both where I've kind of tried to balance it throughout this year. I've remained extremely patient, and it did nothing but hurt me because it just used up too much energy. Versus be too impatient. Now people think I'm being a dick.
Mm-hmm.
So It's just the main things I feel like I've gathered very recently, actually, not just throughout this year. I feel like everything kind of changed at the end of the year.
They
But
started moving at the end of the year, bro.
yeah, whole first half feels like it never happened.
That's for real, though. I'm not gonna lie. So, how do you plan on taking that information and applying it to this upcoming year?
Moving on, it largely just boils down to any new people I meet, just be careful with what I say, be careful how I present everything I need to say, want to say. Don't let them take a hold of me. Live for myself to a healthy extent.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll ask you one more question. I'll switch it to you and allow you to ask me questions. Normally, I feel like I just bombard my guests with questions and don't really speak. But talking about lessons of this year, I feel like I have to learn to open up more as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like you said, to a healthy extent, but like
right.
I feel like keeping too much of yourself to yourself hurts you in the long run. It kind of stops you from building relationships with people and certain things like that. So
even aside from not sharing like a certain amount of information or patience or whatever, that goes for anything. There's a good end that's selfless and a good end that's selfish. Have to somehow meet in that middle that's comfortable for you and the people you know, because you turn it too far the other way, it either hurts you, hurts other people. If it hurts other people, it could hurt you. Gotta find a way to meet in the middle somewhere, somehow, some way. Maybe not completely in the middle, but what works best for the type of person you and friends and family are like, or whatever relationships you might have.
But I'm gonna ask you this one. This is similar to the first one, I guess, but I mean you could take it in a different direction if you choose to. How did your mindset or priorities shift over the course of the year? So what has changed as far as how you think or what takes priority in your life?
Hard to think of because I don't even remember like how I viewed things a year ago. I feel like it just completely shifted again towards the end. I mean, it's hard to really think. I feel like that's mostly just stayed the same.
So?
I don't know. I'm sure there's things that's different. I just cannot remember.
It's hard to track back.
It's hard to track back because a year ago, I don't exactly remember where I was in the first place. I feel like I was in the same exact situation, but a couple relationships changed, and that was it.
Mm.
I'm still at the same job. I just got a promotion. I mean, it's all I can really think of, to be honest.
All right, I'll go ahead and pass this your way. We'll stick to the reflecting on the past year for right now, and then we'll hop into looking ahead to the new year.
All right.
I'm excited to talk about what kind of plans are coming in the new year, what goals we have, and shit like that.
Let's see.
By the way, guys, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I think they're bullshit. I think New Year's resolution is an excuse for people to like just waste time and be like, you know what? I'll wait for the new year. Realistically, the new year is just it's a new day. It's the same as tomorrow. It's just kind of like a mind game, and it works for some people. But if you think that just because it's a new year, you're gonna change as a person or improve, it's not gonna happen.
It all just kind of happens on its own. I could be a completely different person tomorrow, and no one would really realize. All right. This is a good one for you. What habits or routines did you adopt that helped you succeed in 2024?
Oh, okay. I like that question. That one applies to me a lot because I made a video, right, where I discussed that the main key to succeeding in life is changing your habits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I tried a lot. Like I went through so much trial and error of different routines, but I found that for one, eliminating distractions whenever I'm focusing on something.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a goal, if I say let's say I want to make music and my goal is to make a song every single day.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm making that song, put the phone away, eliminate all distractions, and just work on it. Mm-hmm. If you sit there and focus on it for a short period of time, you will get so much more out of it than like anybody else. If you have a one artist working on a painting with no distractions versus an artist who keeps picking up his phone every 2 seconds, one of them is gonna have way more art on there.
The other one's gonna have half a thing done.
Same amount of time, except two completely different results just based on focus. So focus is one thing, and then the second thing, just working in a time where distractions are the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like if I want to work at something, waking up early is a better option for me. It is harder to do, but like let's say I do wake up 6 a.m. Nobody's up at 6 a.m.
Right.
I can do whatever I want and not have to worry about a single distraction in the world. When you try to push back everything you want to do to like 6 p.m. when all your friends are on the game and you know you just have too much other shit that you would rather do, it's just harder to have that discipline. So don't make it hard on yourself. Make it as easy as you possibly can. I feel like don't force yourself to battle. I'm gonna wait till 6 o'clock. So yeah, that's how my routine has been.
Kind of how we did with this video. We intended to do this like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Now it's 6 o'clock.
Yep.
All right. Might be another one for you. How did you grow personally and professionally in the past year?
Personally and professionally. Let's see. It's a kind of confusing question, I feel like. Personally, honestly, I feel like the way I've grown in this past year, some people wouldn't consider growing, because I feel like I have kind of grown such short tolerance for a lot of things. In the case that like, I don't tolerate. I'm not tolerating people with like anybody that just constantly talking in negative thoughts. I'm not tolerating you. I don't care how close we are for real. One of my siblings could come up to me talking negative about an idea that I have. I'm not talking to you about it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and just allow you to do that. So and to me that's a good thing, but a lot of people would see that as like a negative thing.
Depends. Is it constructive or not? Because if it's just straight up bashing, then it's like,
yeah,
get the hell out of here, bro.
Because imagine, like I'm gonna just keep using the music example. Imagine you want to make music and it's like, and they just come around. You know how many people are making music? You know how hard it's gonna be for you to compete, or
heard it all the time.
Yeah, it's like nobody wants to hear that. I mean, if that's how you think, awesome. Keep it to yourself, please. And that's kind of why I don't share a lot of my ideas with people, because I just don't. I'm not a fan of negative feedback unless it's constructive. I have no problem with constructive feedback. Shout out to Lily. Lily is a great person, a great example of constructive feedback. She has told me, "Hey Zay, your videos are good, but like she said, the audio quality. Let's work on the audio quality, or post your videos at this time because there's more of an engagement at that time." That's like constructive. You're kind of telling me something negative about my content, but it's something that can help me boost it. So it's at the same time, I appreciate that. So, and then on a business side, what was the question? How have I grown in a professional standpoint?
Yeah.
My experience with like management has been a big help this year. I've learned a lot about what's the word? I guess first impressions or perceiving yourself a certain way. I've learned to be better at coming off more acceptable to people. Because you see somebody like me, look young, hair like mine. Normally, you're gonna have certain ideas about what kind of person they are, but then when you're able to dress nice to a meeting or to an interview and come off and speak your mind well and clear and articulate very well, they really have no choice but to change their whole perception of you just based on how you showcase yourself. So that's a big thing I've learned from a professional standpoint, I guess.
All right. You want me to ask one more?
No, before you ask another, I'll let you ask another one. But Do you feel like management has helped you in other aspects outside of like work?
Um, I think the biggest thing it actually got out was my patience. I still kind of have a limited amount of patience. I feel like it's made me a little more impatient, but at the same time, there's certain things it's made me more patient. Like being more like understanding with certain people as far as like not being able to do certain things or whatever, or make plans, cancel, whatever. Understanding if it's like reasonable. If it's unreasonable to me, I'll be a little bit more upset because it's like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think it has made expectations tighter. Like if I tell you, okay, I'm gonna be at your house to pick you up, be ready by the time I'm there, I'll be there at 5. And I show up at like 5 o'clock, maybe even a little bit later, and you're still not ready. And it's not like not ready as in, okay, I'll be out in like 2, 3 minutes. It's you send a text saying I'll be out in like 5, 10 minutes, I'm almost done, and then you come out 30 minutes later. Stop. Why?
I feel that. So you feel like
It's made me more impatient when you're being unreasonable. It's kind of complicated to explain. It's done both ends. I feel like the things I was impatient for, impatient, patient, impatient. It's weird.
you feel like
It's all still a learning experience because I still consider myself new to management in general, and also to people who are in management who have like maybe younger siblings like you that you have to take care of, or responsibility of a puppy versus me having a grown dog not never had as a puppy. I've never really had all these types of things
mm-hmm.
as far as being not really the phrasing I'm looking for, but in control over, I guess. Making sure everything runs right, I
being
guess.
responsible.
Yeah, being responsible. Never really had all these things. This is my first time actually being fully responsible. So I think that's the biggest thing it's really helping me out with. But I definitely do believe I need more time because I should probably work on more professionalism.
Are you
Which
happy with the shifts though?
The shifts have been a lot better. I feel like I've been enjoying the job more, despite the more complaints you've heard. It's just because there's more that comes out of it now.
Yeah.
That's all there really is to it. It's kind of funny though sometimes, even telling like the bad customer service stories that I've had with people. It's love hate relationship.
Yeah, I feel that love hate relationship for sure. What you got from me?
Let's see.
Look at Kane, bro.
I think one might be good. How did your mindset or priorities shift over the course of the year?
Oh, you asked me the question I asked you.
Oh, you asked me that?
Yeah.
I already forgot. That's crazy.
You want me to answer that? You want to
Go ahead, answer it.
My mindset and priorities. All right. Mindset. My mindset's always been pretty strong. I feel like I don't think I've ever had a problem with a weak mindset. But recently, in the past few months of this year, I came to a realization, and I wouldn't call myself a scientist or anything, but I do a lot of studying in the sense that I pay attention to the way the world goes, and I kind of use what I see as a way to learn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I came to the realization that the world does not reward intelligence or anything like that. The world rewards action, regardless of how smart you are, how talented you are. The world only rewards people who actually take the steps to get where they want to be,
right?
Do the things it takes to get to where they want to go. So really, none of that matters. I've always been a smart person. I'm not saying that to brag. I've always been smart. I've always been considered talented because I've been, doing such and such for my whole life. But not taking those actions and assuming that things are going to just come my way has been my biggest fault in my entire life, and I plan on changing that basically upcoming here soon, and I have been making the efforts to change that. As far as my priorities, I've been prioritizing myself a lot more than I ever have, in the sense that I I want people to be more considerate of my time. Not saying you should be working around my time, but
right.
don't.
It falls into what I said about plans. I feel like
Pretty much, yeah. I'll use somebody's example. I won't say who they are, but if you know you have to do something, fuck it, I'm gonna throw it out there. My sister, okay, she will have plans to go somewhere tomorrow, or like say she has an appointment or such and such, and then she'll come up to me no matter what I'm doing, 10 minutes before she has to be there and say, hey, can you stop everything you're doing and drop me off?
Right? Yeah.
It's like I would love to, but that's very inconsiderate of another person's time. Right. You want me to stop everything I'm doing, regardless of what it is, and help you out. Right. So I've been really picky with that. So I've been prioritizing myself a lot more.
Yeah, I've also been trying to help him out lately, and anytime she ever needed help, I've been trying to help her out. But that's the type of thing I don't accept that last minute. She never reaches out to me anyways for rides. Usually it's me reaching out. Just for one, I want to get out of the house, so I may as well have that as like a double thing. I'm helping out and I can get out of the house, but also I don't want anyone to have to Uber, bro. Come on. That it gets so expensive, and I don't care how far away you are. I don't care how cheap it might be to do it once or twice or whatever. Eventually, it's just going to become habit. You do it 5 to 6, 7 times a week. Your wallet's gone, bro.
Yeah.
You don't have anything.
I've been in that.
When I did not have my car for like, I forgot this even happened this year. When I did not have my car for like, what, 2 or 3 months, I did not Uber once.
Yeah.
And as annoying as I felt, and as much as I didn't really want to have to keep doing this with people, every single day that I worked, I would ask, who's the manager? Can you pick me up? Or can somebody pick me up? And they didn't really have much of a choice, because if they said no, I had no way to work. I'm not spending money on Uber. This job was never worth that, to be honest.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna add something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the busiest person in the world. No. I'm not Steve Jobs.
I always try to get everything sorted out ASAP. Like, soon as I can, I'm going to just be like, tomorrow I work with his sister. I'm gonna be like, I'm picking you up. That's it. No Uber, nothing else. Unless you already have a ride, I'm picking you up.
I'm not Steve Jobs or anything, but I don't sit on my ass all day. You know what I mean? Like I have shit to do. And the way I look at it is, whenever anybody tells me they're busy, I'm never gonna judge, because what is busy to you, or what might not be busy to me, doesn't mean it's not busy to you, or what's not important to me does not mean it's not important to you. If my goal is to become a graphic designer, if I say I'm busy and I'm working on art all day, I'm busy. I'm working towards my goal. So I don't judge anybody. So I'm not gonna act like I'm Steve Jobs and I got hella clients and stuff.
Yeah, bro. It makes like however much, like a year, bro. I don't even know how much Steve Jobs makes, bro.
All I know is if I'm working, I'm working. We searched up what Steve Jobs makes.
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's not alive anymore.
Well, it pops up $1, bro.
He's dead, bro. Search up Bill Gates, I guess. No, who's the Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. How much does Jeff Bezos make?
$81K.
And how fast?
Yearly salary.
Cap. Let me see. That can't be right.
Can't deny facts, bro. He doesn't know. It might be on Wikipedia.
This sounds off.
Kane, what do you think? How much does Jeff Bezos make in a year? What does he make in a year?
Let's see his net worth.
You know what his net worth is, Kane?
Is he looking at you?
He is looking at me.
His net worth is $238.52 billion.
Can you believe that? I don't either.
Yeah, that's crazy work. I'm not gonna lie. All right, this video is about 30 minutes long right now. We'll go into the new year. We'll go into the new year.
All right.
I'll ask the question. I'll ask like 2 questions. You can ask 2 questions. We'll just both answer each of them. Let's see. What new habits or practices are you looking to integrate into your life in 2025?
Biggest thing lately is I need to improve my sleep schedule. The past week already has just been kind of thrown around left and right because I'd be going to bed well after midnight just to have to wake up early the next day. Or I'd be going to bed so late to where waking up at like 10 or 11 o'clock, I don't even get my full 8 hours. Like, it's a big thing I've been really needing to adjust to, and I just have not done it because I'm either already exhausted or I'm too busy working long ass shifts, especially this week. But hopefully things can start evening out and I can eventually start working on that at some point when I'm not so exhausted and held up with my schedule being insane right now.
I have no idea.
King.
King.
Listen to you.
For me, new habits or practices. I'm working on a new formula where I've taken all my goals and I've taken all my goals and put them into 10 habits that I could do every single day. And I'm using this idea that you improve much quicker and get much better results if you work on something every single day. So like, let's say you want to learn how to play the piano. You're gonna benefit much more by playing 15 minutes a day than you are going to be playing 2 hours every month. So I'm taking that concept and kind of breaking it down to where it's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy to fit 10 different habits in a single day, being that there's work and things like that. But
right.
However I can, if I have to wake up earlier, I have to wake up early. If I gotta stay up later, I gotta stay up later. Just do whatever it takes to get those goals. If I want to build a business or whatever, I'm gonna have to take the action. There's really no shortcuts and shit. Let's see. Let's see. If you were talking to yourself in 2025, what advice would you give him to make the most out of that year?
Like talking to my future self?
You were talking to your future self. You were like, if you were talking to Dalton right before New Year's and be like, hey, this is what you got to do, man. How you breaking it down?
Like, I'm 2025. I'm talking to me right now.
No.
I'm 24.
You're you right now. You're talking to Dalton and being like, yo, you got to do this 2025. It's the only way you're going to make the year the best year possible.
It's hard to say. Like, I feel like it just tracks back. Like, I don't really remember all that happened this year. Because I feel like I've lived every day literally just like, all right, today's a new day. Don't worry about the rest until I wake up that day of. The furthest I've done to plan was be like, hey, you want to hang out on this day or something, or I look at my work schedule. That's it. But I'm very much like kind of in the moment, aside from like making sure my days are at least sorted out. I kind of have a slim idea of what's going on. It's hard to really say, to be honest. I don't even know like what I would say.
All right, I'll pass it to you then. I'll let you get the next question. If you don't like these questions, just type more, and it should pop. Some more should come up.
What's one thing you want to let go of or leave behind in 2024?
Let go of or leave behind. Mm. Shit. I'll give a very boring answer and say excuses for one. But
Boring, but it's good.
I want to let excuses go to the point where it's like I can only blame myself for not doing what I should have did that day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to let go of like I gotta kind of explain this or else it won't make much sense. But I want to shift it to where I can turn like failure into laughter or failure into like I want to get to the point where I can fail and I can share it with everybody and look at it as just something that's like funny, like yo, this happened and this,
yeah,
you know, I could tell them, yo, I tried this and this didn't work out, or I talked to this girl and she just ignored me and walked away. I want to get to the point where I can fail and feel no type of way about it.
Right.
And that's why I did videos like the selling the pen video, because those kind of things, doing those kind of things kind of gets you used to like, okay, you're gonna hear no, you're gonna fail, get over it, and just keep asking. You know what I mean? Keep asking for what you want. If I want to give out business cards, not everybody's gonna want one. Not everybody's gonna be interested in the business I'm trying to sell. So, but that doesn't mean I should stop selling it. So, but again, that's one of those things I feel like I could go out and do a pen video for an hour and hear no a million times. But if I really want to build that skill of not fearing that the failure, do it every single day.
Yeah, and he made like what, like $60 off of that.
I made a little bit of money that day.
Yeah.
Even after all the no's,
Might be more than that.
I sold some pens. So
don't use as an excuse to steal his money though.
Going out and selling those pens allowed me to have a fun bowling night that night. So you know what I mean? It all works, ends well, bro. So
it all works out, bro. What is he up to? What does success look like for you in the new year, and how will you measure it?
Honestly, I plan on measuring my success a little differently this year. Because I don't want to base my success off of only accomplishments. I want to consider me trying hard things as successful. In the sense that, like, if I say I want to, I don't know, just whatever it is, like, if I take the steps and I try and I attempt to do what I want to do, that should be success in my eyes, and that should be able to get me to keep going. It's like if I had the balls to do this even and then fail, I could do it again.
Right.
And then the day that I succeed is just gonna feel that much more worth it. For example, when I bought my car, I wouldn't say that was a scary point in my life, but it was just a risk I had to take.
Right.
And it was and I had a lot of people in my ear, like a lot of people telling me, you don't do this, you should wait till you have this much money, and maybe you should finance the car or this and that, just telling me all types of bullshit. And then even I was afraid that, like, okay, what if I buy this car, it shuts down? And it's like, you know what I told myself the day I bought it? I was like, realistically, I can't know any of these answers unless I just take the risk. And that is an expensive risk to take, but at the same time, what if I buy it and it just works out? And
well, that risk has gotten you a better job, as ridiculous as it sounds. He can now go further out, gets paid more. If something happens to the car, he has more money to fall back on. it'll all work out somehow.
That car opened up a lot of.
It opened up more connections too, to where if you do have issues, maybe like your job or your coworkers will be more understanding. They could help you out or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of complicated, but
that getting that car opened up a lot of opportunity for me. It allowed me to do a lot of things.
Right.
So I'm forever glad for the day that I purchased that car, because who knows if I didn't purchase it that day, if an opportunity would have ever presented itself. And I think the more opportunities you take that come your way, the more you get, because we see that this guy is a go-getter, and if I give him an opportunity, I know he's going to act on it. Versus if I were to be too scared all the time, it's kind of hard for me to get opportunity when I'm so frivolous. So I'm glad I took that chance.
And yet this car is parked out crooked outside.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, that car parking is cooked, bro. But hey, we learning, so fuck it. I gotta watch a reverse parking video, low key. Find out the real method.
I can only reverse park my car if I'm turning the wheel to the right.
I've reverse parked multiple cars.
To the left, not the right.
Reverse parking an SUV is just hard. Not saying it's easier in a sedan, even though I do feel like it is a little bit easier, but like SUVs just reverse really weird versus sedans, I
feel like SUV would be easier because you can see more.
Unless
you have a sedan with a backup camera.
You can see more, but it's like, I don't know. It's hard to get used to.
I refuse to back in a spot between two cars. Or even next to a car. That spot that I backed into yesterday, there were no cars next to my car.
See, that's what you gotta do though. You gotta try to.
I was already, when I first got my car, I was already scared to park between people in general.
All right, we've been recording for 42 minutes. It looks like
42 minutes is kind of crazy. And this all gets chopped down to what, like 12?
Nah, it won't. I probably won't do much cutting. I don't even feel like editing it in general. So we're going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you for joining Inside of My Podcast. Real quick, before we end this video, though, I want each of us to give the people out there a little word of wisdom, a little bit of advice to go into the new year. What you got for the people?
Bro, just live your life. If the chance opens up, opportunity opens up, take that chance. Don't let it slide by. Don't feel afraid to do it, because that's the only time you have that. You lose it, you're going to regret that shit forever. Now you're going to be in a tougher situation until something else comes up. Or make an opportunity if you find a way to make one.
Word up.
It's the best thing I have for you.
I'll give you guys a little word of wisdom as well. That was a great advice by Dalton, by the way. I want to talk about practice, bro. Practice. A lot of people, they say you should practice, start off slow.
Fuck that, bro. Just go right into
Listen, I'm not against the going slow method, but hear me out. I feel like, and this is just anything in life, I'm going to use basketball as a reference because I love basketball, right? I feel like practice should be so hard that the game feels easy. You know what I mean? I feel like if you want to talk to women, right? I've heard people say go after less attractive women to get over the fear. That's crazy. Because
I've been told lower my standards.
No, lowering your standards is the worst advice you could ever get, because that's not going to help you when it comes to you getting a woman you actually want. Now you're going to find yourself in a position where you can only go for women that you don't actually want because there's less pressure on it. But when you practice, make practice so difficult that the game feels easy. If your goal is to be able to talk to any woman you want to, go talk to the baddest girl you see. Go talk to a group of 10 women. Put yourself in the scariest situations during practice, and the game will feel so much easier. It is scary, but you got to overcome your fears. Thank you for watching the Inside of Mind podcast. Catch you on the next episode. Peace out.